Culture swap.
Swap my culture.
What did we do this week?
Oh, Liam, we read Spider-Gwen Most Wanted, Volume 0. I said that in a weird order. Spider-Gwen Volume 0, Most Wanted. Most Wanted? Question mark.
There we go.
Thank you.
Basically, in a nutshell, I didn't really like it. Ellie did. There we go. Moving on.
Fuck you.
What?
Liam's a shit, listeners. Because it's his fault this audio doesn't exist, and now he's going to be all moody about re-recording his thoughts.
No, I'm happy to record my thoughts. Let's start. Okay, I can pretty much go over our exact discussions. Here we go. I did a big bad thing because instead of reading a collected graphic volume,
Instead of reading the thing we said we'd read.
I bought it digitally because I'm in the future now, and that's what we do. And my sort of bundle collection I bought was, like, technically it was the volume, but it was the 5 single issues bundled together and sold as a volume, which meant that they get things like the letters page and the previously on page. And I really like this stuff, but Ellie doesn't.
Don't pretend like that. That's no. You're trying to make it sound like you're like, oh yeah, well I bought them as issues because I just really enjoy the extra content.
It was an accident.
No, Liam bought it because he wanted to buy a anthology of Spider-Man comics.
I've got so
many. It just so happened that Spider-Gwen was in it.
I think I have like over 50 Spider-Man comics. It's ridiculous. I get carried away with these bundle things.
Yes.
But no, I really liked the previously on page. I wish that The Walking Dead did it. It's the only other comic that I read single issues of.
Yeah.
I don't mind a letters page. This is something that I mentioned. Kat used to read Kill or Be Killed, which we've covered in a previous Culture Swap.
Yeah.
She used to read the single issues of that, and the writer used to have like a little column at the end where he'd talk about the media that he was like reading or watching that kind of influenced how he was feeling, or influenced that issue in some way. So maybe not like a direct influence, but it could just be like, oh, I was watching a lot of this and it was playing on my mind when I was writing this panel. I like that sort of thing. I think that's cool. I wish that collected volumes included that kind of information, which we also discussed. And I said that at the end they normally have variant covers, and in between the variant covers would be a perfect place to slot this sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't think they should. I'm fine with them not doing it.
But like, why would you not want additional content that you can ignore if you want to? It doesn't make sense.
I didn't say I don't want it. I just said I don't care.
Yeah, but it's weird.
So I don't care. Exactly.
Well, you should care.
I don't.
Who wrote Spider-Gwen?
Don't know. You looked it up last time. Tell me.
I can remember that it was Jason Latour, who also wrote Southern Bastards, which we've also recorded in a previous Culture Swap on.
Yeah, we have. I think we both enjoyed it.
Yeah, there's a new volume that's out that I bought the other week, but I haven't read it yet. Volume 4, I believe. So expect that on a future housekeeping.
Fair enough.
Robbi Rodriguez is the artist.
Oh, sorry.
No, what were you going to say?
No, you keep reading.
Rico Renzi as the colour artist. You got VC's Clayton Cowles as the letterer. That's what you need to know, really, isn't it?
Yeah, fair enough. Listeners, this next part of the podcast is going to have spoilers and stuff for Spider-Gwen Volume 0. So if you want to go read it, turn this off and then come back later after you've read it.
Bye.
Cool. So yeah, we should do a quick summary of what Spider-Gwen Volume 0 is about, Liam. Which is...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Why did you say it like that? That was fucking weird. It's basically... It starts with Gwen Stacy after she's already gained her spider powers.
Yeah.
It follows Gwen as the police are hunting her down because they think she's involved in the death of Peter Parker.
Who isn't Spider-Man.
No, he is the Lizard in this universe.
Or so we think.
He's dead. Yeah, well, he's the Lizard equivalent.
Yeah. He maybe isn't called Lizard. He might have been called something else.
The police think Spider-Gwen was involved in it.
Yeah.
Gwen Stacy's dad is leading the hunt for Spider-Gwen.
Yeah. But, Spider-Woman.
Yeah, what do they call her Spider-Woman?
Yeah, because obviously...
But do they actually call her Spider-Woman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think they call her?
I don't remember them calling her anything.
Yeah, no. So, like the billboards and stuff around town that they put up are all like, "Have you seen Spider-Woman?"
Okay. Anyway, Kingpin and Matt Murdock, who is Kingpin's lawyer,
working together.
Sort of, they're hiring criminals to go and do shit that they're trying to like kill the police chief and also get Spider-Gwen on their side somehow. I don't know how they think that'll work.
Yeah.
It's not clarified really. And Spider-Gwen's also in a band with Mary Jane.
Oh, I hated that storyline so much.
Yeah, I know.
It felt like they were trying to rip off Riverdale, to be honest.
Oh yeah, that's definitely what it was. Yeah, 100%. Because Spider-Gwen didn't come out before Riverdale.
I don't think it did. No, Archie has been around since 19.
Yes, so you should have. So what you should have said there, Liam, was it was ripping off Archie.
Oh, okay, it's ripping off Archie.
Riverdale
comics
is a TV show on Netflix,
based
which
on
was definitely made after
Archie
Spider-Gwen.
Comics.
Right. I don't think it was. I think that's a stupid thing for you to say, but okay.
We don't know this.
I mean, so, but is your argument then that any time there is a band in a
No,
comic
it was just
book
a terrible band. It was so bad.
Is the band in Archie bad?
What? Yeah, well, no,
you said it was. Let me clarify, Liam. You said it was ripping off Archie. I said, does that mean that every time there's a band in media, they're ripping off Archie? You said, no, it's a terrible band, which would imply that the band in Archie is a terrible band. So I'm just trying to clarify what your point is.
Here are the similarities. They're teenagers in high school with stupid names in a band. Much like in Archie, you've got Josie and the Pussycats. I would be surprised.
Which I think they mentioned in Spider-Gwen. They mentioned Josie and the Pussycats.
Exactly. So that's why they're ripping them off. Boom.
It's not a rip-off. Oh my god!
Homage.
Shut the fuck up! You lost an hour of content. It's not a rip-off.
Would you prefer to call it a homage?
Yes.
Sure.
It's a homage.
You can call it that, and I'll call it.
Anyway,
a rip-off.
I really like Spider-Gwen. I think it's a really good graphic novel. I think it's interesting. It's a good take on Spider-Man, where you don't have to rewatch the same Spider-Man story over and over again. Huh?
Reread. You were saying this a lot yesterday, and I never corrected it, and I wish I had.
I say watch a lot when I'm talking about reading stuff. I say watch
That's weird,
because I visualize it all in my head.
but it's drawn for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Still weird.
I think it's a good graphic novel.
Yeah.
You don't have to read Peter Parker's origin all over again because
Yeah.
you're dealing with Gwen Stacy and she's clearly got a different origin.
Yeah,
I think they have
minded seeing
interesting
this
takes
origin.
on all the villains from Spider-Man and these alternate universe versions of them. Listeners, let me just very quickly tell you what Liam's going to say. I didn't understand this graphic novel. It was too confusing. Why was Matt Murdock Kingpin's lawyer? It makes no sense. Then I say, well, Liam, it's set in a different dimension. Oh, but it feels like I had to read so much backstory.
No.
And I say, well, no, Liam, they haven't got a backstory for it. It's a different dimension. It's just meant to, you're meant to pick up on these things. They sort of say it without saying it. It's kind of nuanced.
Yeah,
and then Liam goes, I just don't understand.
I understand it all perfectly. So what we've got here, right, is this was leading into this big event called the Spider-Verse.
Edge of Spider-Verse.
Edge of Spider-Verse. As something awful was happening, which would require all of the different spider things to
Yep, that's what they are.
get involved, right? So you've got like Miles Morales, he's one. Obviously Peter Parker, others.
It's a lot of Peter Parkers, if I remember right.
Yeah, all of these different iterations, all join forces, and the very first issue of Spider-Gwen sees a Spider-Man looking at her, being like, "Oh yeah, you'll do. You're a bit tasty."
That's not what he says, but okay.
He says something like, "You'll do."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't throw in the "you're tasty" bit.
So it was nuanced, and so that basically means that this is a completely different universe, unrelated to all of the other Spider-Man ones, except it has all the same villains, but they have different relationships in this one. And
I think some of them are different people.
Yeah. Well, what do you mean?
Well, I think that the Vulture's a different character.
It was Toomes in the
Oh, was he still
movie.
Toomes in this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that Peter Parker is Lizard is different.
Yeah, sure. You've got Frank Castle in it, who's like a detective,
a policeman.
They haven't really dived into his backstory yet, but he's got issues, obviously. Like they could be the same issues, we just don't know yet because they haven't. Really
I think they
told
are,
us.
because they have the scene where her dad's talking to Frank Castles and says, "I've got a daughter," and Frank's looking at a picture of his daughter and then sort of gets angry.
Yeah.
And I think in the original, that's the story of how Punisher becomes the Punisher.
Yeah. It's very nuanced, and there's a lot of
I regret saying nuanced earlier because now you're just repeating it endlessly.
There's a lot of huge gaps in the backstory that for someone like Ellie, they're like, "Oh, this is brilliant." For someone like me, I'm just like, just fill it in.
Well, no. Give an example because I genuinely don't know if I know what you're saying.
Like how Matt Murdock got working with Kingpin.
Yeah.
Things like that I would like to know.
Yeah, and that probably will get dealt with in later volumes.
Yeah, maybe, but it's not here. It's annoying.
Right, but that's...
It's annoying. This is what I was saying, though, right? I don't like that they're using all of these characters that we already have familiarity with, but they're using them differently. Just use new characters. Because
that defeats the... No, that defeats the point of what the Gwen Stacy universe is.
Yeah.
The Gwen Stacy universe is a universe where Gwen Stacy got the spider powers instead of Peter Parker, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the butterfly effect. It's like a universe where some minor differences have happened, and people have fallen on different sides of the like good guy bad guy line. It would have been shit. Like, how shit would it be if they went over there and they were like, oh my god, it's like Gwen Stacy is Spider-Man's first girlfriend who dies in the main universe.
Yeah.
Right. How shit would it have been for the? So that's just, we haven't read Edge of Spider-Verse.
No.
But imagine that universe where there's a Peter Parker who travels to a different dimension to get all these Spider-Men together, and in one of those universes he finds Gwen Stacy as Spider-Man instead of him, right?
Yeah.
That's meaningful because it's like, oh shit, that's the Gwen that we watched die.
Yeah.
Right? If the universe was completely different, that's not really their Gwen Stacy anymore, because they'd turn up at the universe and go, oh my god, it's Gwen Stacy, and then she'd say some shit and they'd be like, no, that's really not her at all.
Right,
and then the Peter Parker would be like, is there a Peter Parker in this universe? And she'd be like, no, I've got a Ryan Bagara.
Okay, you talk about butterfly effect, right?
Yeah.
But what was the butterfly effect?
I'm not saying there was one small difference. I'm saying it's like the
stupid.
butterfly effect, where there are differences.
Yeah, like, it's going to be something you either like or you don't like. Like, this is very, very superhero-y, and a part of it being very superhero-y is that it trades on a assumed knowledge of these characters. Like, if you'd never watched any of this stuff, if you never read any of it, like, you'd be reading this, and I think it would be quite disorientating. It's fine for us because we know who things like Matt Murdock are.
Yeah, but you don't need to know who he is.
But how weird would it be if you were reading it and you were like, "Why is there a blind lawyer who's hanging around?"
Yeah, sorry. Whoa. Let's just quickly hit pause on this conversation and let me just play back to you what you just said, and I'll just see if you can figure out how bad what you said was, Liam.
Yeah.
Because you just said, how weird would it be if there was a blind lawyer?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As if the idea that when you're watching any form of media and there's a new character introduced and someone goes, oh, by the way, Steve's blind. You just go, what? This whole show's falling apart for me.
You're missing...
How did he go blind?
You're missing
this is
the
ridiculous.
next bit that I said,
Why won't they explain to me how Steve got blind?
He's getting involved in all of this, like, kung fu weird stuff.
Yeah, right at the end of 5 issues. So you've already had issues where you're establishing that Matt Murdock is Kingpin's underling. The only character that I could see your argument for would be Kingpin. That's the only one.
Why?
Because they don't necessarily specify that he's about him being like this big... We know that he's a big crime boss from the main universe.
Yeah.
And I think they mention that he's a criminal, but I don't know whether they're like, he runs an empire of criminals.
I hate the Chat Noir stuff.
Fine.
Stupid. It's an opposing band... or woman, singer, and she has these cats that play instruments and are also ninjas, if I'm following it right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I should need to say, really, for someone to be like, that sounds like my sort of thing, or for someone to be like, I'm not a fan of that.
No, that was ridiculous to base your entire assumption on one thing that happens in the 5th issue.
If someone turned around to me and said, there's cats that play instruments and they're also ninjas, I'd be like, I don't need to read that.
If someone turned around to me and said, there's a comic book where a man gets angry and then turns into a green monster, I'd be like, well, that's ridiculous. Is there any backstory? And they go, yeah, he got hit by gamma rays. I'd be like, that sounds like a shit comic. But unfortunately, Liam, if you base your assumption on these little things, you miss out on good stuff like Planet Hulk and World War Hulk.
Ah, but I haven't missed out on anything good with Spider-Gwen.
There's a man who got bitten by a spider. Oh, what did he do? Oh, he built web shooters and climbs around on walls. Oh, that sounds fucking wonderful. Can't wait to read that.
That's something else that isn't established in this, is it? How do web shooters work?
Oh, they don't show them.
No. So we don't know if she's built them or if it's like the movies where it's like a natural byproduct.
We don't know.
Which I almost prefer that. To me... I get that the whole building the web shooters is to emphasise Peter Parker's smarts, but it just makes more sense that it's a natural.
I mean, it definitely makes less sense because spiders don't shoot webs out of their feet. But I do get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think maybe saying it makes more sense was the wrong choice of words, but I do understand what you mean.
There's a pig in a spider costume.
Liam doesn't like Spider Ham.
I don't like Spider Ham. Apparently. It's in the Edge of Spider-Verse. It's in this as a figment of her imagination or something.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I mean, so I think we said this yesterday, and my argument for why Spider-Ham is the thing she imagines. Basically, Gwen Stacy wakes up after getting a concussion by like
toxic gas, isn't it, from Vulture?
No. She gets gassed, and then she's trying to get away from Vulture. He lifts her into the air, drops her, and she manages to sort of swing her way onto a garbage ship and smashes herself up.
Yeah.
So she's got a concussion, and then hallucinates Spider-Ham helping her and trying to get her to deal with the fact that she's got her own life apart from being Spider-Gwen. The reason I say it makes sense that it's Spider-Ham, whilst it is ridiculous that it is a pig that wears the Spider-Man suit, which is ridiculous.
It is, yeah.
It makes sense in the fact that in this universe, Gwen Stacy, even though she didn't kill Peter Parker, she feels responsible for the death of him, talks about how like she feels like it was her fault because he idolized the Spider-Woman of this universe and wanted to become a hero and then killed himself by becoming Lizard, from what we see.
Yeah.
So she can't imagine that the only people she knows that could help theoretically with being Spider-Man are other Spider-Men, because she knows there's a universe of all these other Spider-Men out there.
Yeah, isn't there? There's a whole storyline where Doc Ock becomes Spider-Man for a while, isn't there?
Probably.
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Anyway, so there's all these other Spider-Men, but they are all Peter Parker.
No, not all of them.
Miles Morales.
Yeah,
was he in the Edge of Spider-Verse?
We don't know. We haven't read it. But
right, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty positive. So I think that they are all Peter Parkers. I've not read Edge of Spider-Verse, but I'm pretty positive if not all, most of them are probably him.
Okay.
So what I'm saying, Liam,
I mean, clearly they're not all him, because you've got Gwen Stacy.
Oh my god, Liam, shut the fuck up. Hey, Liam, shut the fuck up.
They're not all him.
I'm making a point.
Finish your point.
Anyway, thank you. So she's not gonna imagine one of the Peter Parker Spider-Men helping her.
No.
Because she already blames herself for the death of Peter Parker. That wouldn't help her. Yeah. So she goes to the one that she knows that isn't Peter Parker, which is Spider-Ham, the talking Spider-Pig.
So first,
Miles Morales is a teenager. She probably wouldn't fantasize a young child helping her either.
So first thing, we know they're not all Peter Parkers. Otherwise, what's Gwen Stacy and Spider-Ham doing there?
Yep, I think they are the two that aren't Peter Parker.
I would be surprised if Miles Morales isn't there as well then.
Well, I've got a solution for this, Liam.
Just look it up.
Yeah, let's Google the Edge of Spider-Verse.
And this is the other thing, right? It could be that in Edge of Spider-Verse, like
Miles
Spider-Gwen and Spider-Ham have like a significant running together, which could be why she's fantasizing about him. But again, it plays into this issue I have where it requires you to do like tertiary reading. No, sorry, no it doesn't. We're only doing tertiary reading because you're being a dick about it. No,
you wouldn't have to do this.
I
mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, Liam. When a pig turns up wearing a spider suit, I don't think anyone at home's going, I don't understand his gimmick.
I don't understand why he's in Spider-Gwen, though.
Because she's hallucinating. It's like you have some of the most stupid arguments, Liam.
What's the answer?
Like, I don't understand why this is the point you're making a stand on. Like, honestly, if I were going to try and shoot down Spider-Gwen, the point I wouldn't make a stand on is the bit where she hallucinates another character. Because I'd be like, yeah, to be fair, people hallucinate weird shit.
Is he in Spider-Verse?
I'm still Googling. There's Spider-Man. Superior Spider-Man, which is Peter Parker.
Yeah, he is. He's the Ultimate Spider-Man, which is Miles Morales.
Yeah, is he in the Edge of Spider-Verse?
Well, it says he's in Spider-Verse.
Right, well, Spider-Verse, Liam, is the Spider-Man universe, as in all the Marvel comics for Spider-Man. So yes, he's in the Spider-Verse. Is he in the Edge of Spider-Verse?
No, this says it was a 2014 comic book storyline that features multiple alternative versions of Spider-Man, all under attack by Morlun and his family. Yeah, and a 5-issue run of one-shots, all under the Edge of Spider-Verse banner. So this is the right thing that I'm looking at, that has Miles Morales and Jessica Drew. And Mayday Parker. Apparently there's a Spider-Girl where Aunt May becomes Spider-Man.
I think I've seen that. She becomes like... I know that in the main one she was like Grandma Silk or something for a while.
Okay. And Anya Karazan. Don't know who that is.
Anyway, Liam, it's a fucking hallucination of a pig. It shouldn't be your main argument against Spider-Gwen.
That's not my main argument. My main argument is that I didn't like it.
That's fine. You don't have to like it. But I don't understand why this is the point you're arguing on.
It was... So I haven't read a lot of like superhero-y comics. We've done Superman, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
Yep.
We haven't done any other superhero comics on the podcast.
No, I don't think so.
Nah. I've read in my own time Suicide Squad, a couple of volumes of that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of it, really. I don't read a lot of the superhero-y stuff, and it's the thing that's always put me off of getting into it is this this feeling that there's just, where do you start? Like, there's so much history to it, and starting at I don't know, whatever volume is the first appearance of whatever character you want to read is going to get well expensive.
Yeah, which no one would do.
No, exactly.
That's a bad way to do reading a superhero.
That's always what I felt is my barrier of entry. I don't mind. I've read Batman Year Zero, which is a standalone. Yeah. It's all contained in this story. I'm happy with that. It's the other things like this where they start or maybe not drawing in, but other things that are happening do have a ripple effect to this, because she comes back from the Spider-Verse thing and they're all like, oh, where have you been for 3 days? And she's on a different planet and shit. Yeah,
but this does exactly... She doesn't say on a different planet and shit.
At one point,
but this does exactly how... especially something like Spider-Gwen, which is standalone. I'm just going to ignore you when you try and argue against this, because you're wrong. This is a standalone comic in the fact that it's set in an alternate universe to the main one. There isn't... You can't go and read Vulture Volume 1 Spider-Gwen universe, because that's not a thing. You can't go and do that. There's not there's not a backstory you're missing, because there isn't there aren't other comic books tying into Spider-Gwen.
There are.
Listen. You shut your mouth.
There are.
You lost an hour of recording. Stop it.
Things.
No. So the bit that it spins off into is Edge of Spider-Verse, right? And the whatever happens in the Spider-Verse stuff. It then comes back into it, and that then has no impact on the main storyline. The only impact it has is that she was missing for a few days, and that gets brought up maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
So for you to be saying, well, it's just I can't get into this because there is so much other stuff that I'd have to read to get into it, that's ridiculous. There isn't.
Right, okay. You're forgetting a fundamental thing here.
That you're a broken human being, and in your head, the moment you see Matt Murdock, you're like, well, I've got to go read the entirety of Daredevil, just so I can understand what's different about this universe.
If you were broken like me, genuinely, and you wanted to be oh, this is a continuation of something else, and where does that end? We don't know.
But yeah.
Well, no, because you would read the very first volume, and the first thing, the last thing you see in that volume is another Spider-Man being oh, yeah, you'll do.
No, sorry, you're saying issue. You mean issue. This is the mistake. This is the mistake you made, Liam, where you accidentally read issue 0 and thought that was an entire volume. But yeah.
So then, if you were like me, you'd look at that and you go, well, where did he come from? I've got to go and figure that out, and it just spirals so quickly that it's off-putting.
But that's just ridiculous.
Because genuinely, you don't have to do this. But if you wanted the full Spider-Gwen story, you would have to read her parts of Spider-Verse as well.
No, that's ridiculous.
Is she in Spider-Verse?
You just explained how you were broken for thinking that, and then tried to make it sound like what you're saying is the reasonable thing. Remember, Liam, you're the broken one. That's not the reasonable thing.
But if you wanted...
There are people that would have gone and read Edge of Spider-Verse.
There we go.
And got the story, but you don't need it to do.
Well,
for
we
Spider-Gwen.
don't know that.
You don't. We do know that, because that was literally after issue 0, and then we read 5 other issues of Spider-Gwen, and it didn't tie into
where it. Spider-Ham popped up, and for all we know, they could have been best buds in Spider-Verse and had an adventure together, and then we'd be like, oh, it makes sense.
It wasn't a real Spider-Ham, it was a hallucination, so you don't need to know that.
It might have helped make more sense, though. Can you
it wouldn't have. He's a talking pig with spider powers, Liam. It wouldn't have made more sense.
So if in Spider-Verse, Spider-Gwen and Spider-Ham had an adventure together, you don't think it's more justifiable for Spider-Ham to be the hallucination she has in this?
That's not what I'm saying at all. You're straw-manning my argument completely there.
But I'm
erecting your own argument.
I'm saying my argument is, but you seem to not be understanding it.
No. I get what you're saying, is that you when you get to other characters and things that to spin off, your brain is like, I have to go read all that.
Yeah.
The bit I don't understand is when you start using that to argue against properties. Because that's such a ridiculous flaw.
Wait, argue against what?
What?
What? Argue against what? I didn't hear the word you said.
You're so anti Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
And you use your broken thing to be like, I don't like Spider-Gwen because I'm broken.
Yes.
And that to me is just shit arguing. You can't argue that something's bad because you have a problem.
But yeah, I can.
No, that's like you being like, I hate the DVD industry because I own 1,101 DVDs I haven't watched. How can they keep doing this to me?
But
that's your problem. You can't use it against the property.
If I have a problem with something, I can't be like, I like it.
No, that's true. You can still say you don't like this.
There we go.
I just don't think you can sit there and be like, loudly and interrupting my points, but going, it's stupid, it's so complicated. Because you're making everyone knows you don't like this. So shut the fuck up and let me talk about why I like this thing instead of sitting there and complaining about it for the entire hour. It gives you a strong female superhero.
I like that.
Who follows her own storyline. It doesn't rip off the Peter Parker storylines.
No. And one of the points that I liked that I made yesterday, she doesn't currently have a love interest.
Yep, which is good. I think she probably will get one. But I like that it's not a crutch they're using for the beginning.
Who will it be?
I mean, there's plenty of men that exist in the Spider-Man universe. Hopefully Spider-Man.
It could be Matt Murdock. It could be Norman Osborn. It could be...
Who knows? I don't think it's going to be Matt Murdock, but yeah.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you get to see these alternate universe characters who are characters that are put in different positions to where they are in the main universe. I think that's interesting.
Can I just say, like, surely...
listeners.
Surely...
What's that sound? What? Wait, whoa. Just everyone listen up real carefully. After me telling Liam that I think it's really annoying when he interrupts me when I'm just trying to talk about why I like something, did Liam just...
Yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah.
He just interrupted me. Go on, Liam, what's your point?
Surely, right? Enjoying seeing these alternate universe takes, that enjoyment has to come from knowing what their other universe takes are.
I'm going to let you in on a secret, Liam. I've never read a Punisher graphic novel or comic.
Okay. But you still know that character's story.
Vaguely, yeah. I've got the vague thing of it. I know that he's a guy who kills baddies.
Yeah, like if they did like Punisher in this and he was, I don't know, a veterinarian.
Yeah.
You'd be like, that's a different take on Punisher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have enough of an understanding to know when they've changed something fundamental about him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Right. So
okay,
if you didn't have
let me just counter argue that. The first villain that they send out to attack Gwen Stacy's dad is a hero or a villain that neither of us know.
Alexei.
I think he is definitely 100% a reference to a character from the Spider-Man comics, but we don't know him.
No, I don't know.
That didn't impact my enjoyment of that.
No, but it might. No, I'm not saying it was going to impact. I'm saying part of what you do enjoy, why that enjoyment is enhanced, is because
one of my points. I think the main reason I like Spider-Gwen is because Spider-Gwen is cool as shit.
Yeah.
No, it's because she's cool as shit, not because she's a lady. I'm not like you, Liam. My brain works on more than just this person's a woman. I don't like this franchise.
The main thing was like, it's a female superhero that's cool.
No, that was one of the reasons I gave for liking Spider-Gwen.
I thought it was like your first reason. Which I then assumed
it was the first one I said.
Yeah.
It's one of my... I don't order things like you. I'm not obsessive like you. I don't have to have everything ordered.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, what else do you like?
I don't know, mate. It's weird because someone interrupted me in the middle of my list of things I like about Spider-Gwen.
That was me.
Yeah, it was you. It was, buddy. And you lost a fucking hour of this recording. Whatever. Spider-Gwen gets a 4.5 out of 5 from me.
That's
Fuck
really
Liam's
high.
review. No one gives a shit. I don't give a shit.
That's really
No one
high.
cares what you rate it. What are we doing next time?
That's really high. There were things that I liked about it.
I don't care.
I think you do. And if you
list them in order of importance.
Okay. I like that she was a woman. No, what did I like? I liked her costume.
Did you steal that from me? Because I said that yesterday.
Yeah.
You dick.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were done with your
You
points.
interrupted me so that I would forget all my points, and then you're stealing the other points I had yesterday.
Yeah. No, I did like her costume. It's a cool costume. It's like white and pink
costume.
with a bit of black and a bit of blue.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that they've done a good job, I think, of giving her like a teenage voice, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not one of the things that I do like is how quickly they've done the whole revealing who she is to her dad, because that's a trope that I think I've just seen it in movies and stuff so many times that I'm just sick of it, where it's like, I've got this secret identity but I can't tell anyone because it's going to put them in danger.
Yeah.
It's just so overdone. So I like that they kind of have sidestepped that issue, or just full on addressed it, I guess.
Yep.
But that was it really. I thought it was going okay. I didn't mind like the first like issue 0 or whatever, where it's just establishing her and then they bring her back from the Spider-Verse. I didn't mind it, but I truly detested the last issue.
I can see why. It's definitely one of the weirder ones.
Yeah, and to me, it's a weird place to end the volume as well. It almost to me would have made more sense to end it an issue sooner, because this feels like this issue feels like the start of the next storyline almost.
Yeah, but then I guess that's part of like
trying to hook you
getting you to want to read more, maybe.
That complete fail on that front.
Yeah, well, it's a female-led franchise, so
yeah,
you were never going to read more.
No, not a chance. I do like some female-led franchises.
You like your sexy comics?
I love my sexy comics.
A lot of them have females in them.
There's loads.
You like Twilight? That's female-led, sort of.
Yeah, Hunger Games I like. That's female-led.
Look at you're so progressive.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of others. The thing is, it's not that I don't like them because they're not female-led. I'm literally just trying to think of things that are female-led. Feels like there's not enough.
Yeah. That's why one of the good things about Spider-Gwen is that she's a good female lead in the fact that she's not the stereotypical female lead, where it's like, I don't know, she doesn't feel like a Wonder Woman clone.
No, she's very different to
which
Wonder
is like
Woman.
the whole like, oh, we've not done female leads, so let's do a powerful female lead by making her a strong warrior.
Yeah.
Like, Spider-Gwen very much feels like a teenage girl who's trying to deal with the fact that she has spider powers.
I would say she feels like a teenager that's trying to deal with the spider powers, but I don't necessarily think what I've seen so far of what she's dealing with as particularly feminine issues. If that makes sense.
That's yeah. That's why it's good, because the bullshit part of it is when a bunch of dudes sit down and go, how do we make a female lead?
And they're like, oh, she's going to be worried about her makeup.
What do women deal with?
Yeah,
exactly, yeah. So the fact that she's a teenager dealing with teenager problems, and the fact that she's a girl isn't the fucking issue.
Like, defining her in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is partly why I said, I'd like that there wasn't a love interest.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Because that's another thing that those things fall into.
So I think we're sort of agreeing on that point.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, 2 out of 5.
Too low. I nearly said too slow.
I would not read more.
You are too slow mentally, but that's not the point. What are we doing next time, Liam?
Next time, speaking of females, bringing it all together.
Very good, Liam.
We are going to watch some glamorous ladies of wrestling.
Liam, can I drop a fact bomb on you?
Yes.
In the last 22 hours,
yeah,
I have watched 6 episodes of this season.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I got really into it. So everyone get ready for that review.
I'm like, the reason why we're doing this is because I wanted to watch season 1, I just never got around to it, and season 2 came out recently-ish, in the last month or so.
Yeah.
And again, I just saw loads of people kind of raving about it, and I was like, let's watch this.
It's got women in it, so Liam's probably not going to enjoy it that much. But
but it does have what's her face in it? Oh God, what's her face from Community? She plays Annie.
Oh yeah, I know who you mean.
I'm blanking on her name though because I'm getting old. Oh, what is it? Alison Brie.
Yeah, that's the one.
She's like the main character in it, as far as I can understand. Or at least that's what the promotional material makes it look like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really excited to watch this. Is it 10 episodes in season 1?
Yeah, 10.
And they're like half an hour each.
Yep.
When you finish season 1, because you're obviously going to finish it really quickly.
Yeah, I'm going to finish it probably tomorrow.
And then you're going to obviously have to wait until we record before you can watch season 2.
Yep.
So you're going to need something to fill this gap, right?
I mean, no, because I don't know if you're aware, Liam, but we're already over a week late with this episode.
Yeah.
At this exact moment in time,
yeah,
listeners, we are recording at 9 o'clock on a Monday.
Yeah.
At this exact moment in time, we should be recording the Glow episode of Nerd on Nerd. So no, Liam, I'm not going to try and fill my time with other stuff because we're already so behind.
But you should.
That I don't think there'll be time.
I think you.
Like the moment you finish episode 10 of Glow,
yeah,
I'm going to be saying we need to record this episode now.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is, please watch Everything Sucks.
How long is it?
I think it's. Let me just double check. It's the same way. Like the episodes are half an hour, if that. It's the reason why I'm recommending it is because it sounds like you've massively binged this by doing 6 episodes in one night, and I did the same thing with Everything Sucks. So while you're waiting for me to watch, it's 10 episodes and they're 30 minutes, so it's exactly the same as Glow.
Yeah, so maybe.
While you're waiting for me to watch season 1 of Glow, because I might binge it, but we'll see.
You should try, because
Yeah,
we need
yeah.
to get this recorded as soon as possible.
Yeah, but while you're waiting, because I really want to hear your thoughts and everything, so really badly.
Okay.
That's it then.
If you want to get in contact with us, you can email us at nerdonnerdpod@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at nerdonnerdpod.
No, just at nerd on nerd.
At nerdonnerd. Why did I do this so often and then immediately?
Yeah, but we haven't done it for like a month.
That's true. You can Facebook us at facebook.com/nerdonnerdpod, all one word. You can review us on iTunes and give us a 5-star rating, please.
That's what Lee did.
We'll read it out. That's what Lee did. Be cool like Lee.
Yeah. The cool people are the ones that
Lee.
fuck up their Audacity, I guess.
That's definitely how it works.
Yeah.
What else do we tell people to do?
YouTube. Go to YouTube.
If you want to go back in time, if you want to do a butterfly effect and see what Nerd on Nerd could have been like if it was all on YouTube and also in the past, go to YouTube.
If you want to be like, I wonder who else used to listen to Nerd on Nerd but now doesn't, go listen to some of the old housekeepings that are now on YouTube. There's some names on there that I don't recognise. There's Joanna.
Gibbs, does he still listen to us?
Gibbo.
Gibbo.
Nah, he ended a long time ago. I think it's because he used to love your book reviews and you stopped doing them, so he stopped listening.
Because someone gave me American Psycho to read. Someone
just won't get through that last 25% of it.
25% is so difficult. Liam.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
We need a backup to Audacity. Or a replacement of Audacity. If anyone has any recommendations, let us know.
Bye.